your end, it will probably show you a recording in the corner. Do you see that in the top left corner?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Don't worry about it though. Stay who you are. So one thing I wanted to show you today is a little bit how that looks inside the app. Do you feel like the best way for you to do this and to learn would be for you to log in and share your screen with me so I can walk you through the steps? Or would it be for me to show you on my screen and you be able to just focus on what you see?
Yeah, I can do that when you can show me, and then I can go ahead because you're recording it, right?
Yeah, so I can put the recording in the email too, so you can look at it afterwards. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me share my screen. All right, you should be able to see my computer right now. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what we call your playlist. So when you log in into the website, so when you go to Better Lesson and then sign in, you land there. That playlist shows you always three things. Teaching IDs that you've tried with me, with the date in which we completed them. Now, you might say, okay, why is the Genius Hour completed there, whereas I'm still working on it? Because when we do this work, I try to break them down into smaller chunks. So the first chunk of Genius Hour is actually planning some of the documents and getting the foundation going. Once you completed that step and you reflected on it with me, I completed and regenerated a second iteration of it. And in the process, you want also to work on a presentation rubric, so it shows up there.
Right. And then, I actually revised that. I didn't send it to you. So
yeah. So as you see here, even if it's completed, you see that there are no artifacts here for the strategy. If you click on see results and then you know that you want to add a specific example that you use, you can always go to add artifact.
Okay.
And either here, by clicking on it, you will be able to actually upload something from your computer as your rubric is if your rubric is a PDF or a Google Doc or a Word document or anything like that. You can also now have the option to provide a link from the web.
Okay.
Add here, which is very helpful. One thing we were told is probably best to save the link option for things that would be really hard to upload, like large video. And if it's something you have on a computer, if you can choose the route of uploading the actual document, that will make it easier if we publish your strategy one day with your authorization. It will make it easier to publish it, which we would love to do when we have great work. So you can go back in here and add. You can also see the notes I'm taking every time to mirror your reflection. And if there's anything when you see them that you would like to add, of course, edit, cut what I put. I'm trying to document as we go so you don't all of a sudden have to be like, what did I do on October 9th with this, okay?
Right.
So, but you can go back. So I went back to the menu. This is the Genius Hour you're currently on, the one that is leading to the presentation. So for this one, I was able to add your artifacts.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And the route that I chose, because your video was so big, was to choose the route of the link. So you can see it worked well with this video. And so if you have a large artifact, that's always a route you can choose. It will be accessible. It worked very well with the Wii video, which by the way was really hard for me to tell. That was the first time. I'm sure you'll.
Yeah, it was the first time. We need to do some. She ended it with some music's too long. I think she needs to cut it at the end. But yeah, she did a good job. Yeah.
The only one, it's not that I couldn't put it there, but this one right here was the Google slide, and I think it worked too. No, it's right there. Okay. Yeah. So if you have more that you want to add, don't worry about trying to compressing it for now. Or if you want, you can, as a first step, just add artifact and use the drive link.
So do you think the video that I took, it's on my phone, which is too big, would I be able to upload that? Or do I need to download it?
Work. You might try, but it might take a while. Sometimes it takes a while. So if you feel like when you try it, it's going to take forever, it'll tell you the amount of time. Then you can just take the route of either putting it on the drive and share the drive link, or putting it on YouTube and sharing the YouTube link. It'll be easier.
Okay. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that might be easier. So one thing you wanted to focus on with this strategy is seeing how they were going to push themselves toward using a new tools or new pieces of a tool. And so talk to me a little bit about that, because it looks like some of your students that you chose to share with me were actually people who were trying something new for the first time. Were you able to capture that with them? Like who kind of went to more of a comfort zone, who tried something new? That's one of the things you wanted to do last time.
I think without even talking to them, by just watching each other's presentation, some of them realize that. And some of them already, there is a list for everybody wants to work with Elon, which I also compress a list of experts. They want to learn how to do Powtoon. And so they realized that they didn't put enough effort, and maybe they could try to push themselves for next time. So I honestly think for the next time it's going to happen where kids are going to try to push themselves more.
Okay, so you see the bottom of the strategy here? There are two really key questions for debrief. One is, how did it go for your students, and what did you notice about how they're mastering the skill? Did you make progress toward your goal? And then the bottom one at the bottom is like, what did you learn about the strategy you're teaching and your students? What are some of your next steps? So that would be a great space for you to capture that, because it's going to help you put it down on paper for next time. But I think you're absolutely right. I think the first time you do it, you can say that you want to push them to take a risk, but then it won't really happen until they see the wide spectrum of what's possible.
Exactly.
And once they see it, then it can drive them next time toward innovation. And that could be really cool, because you could also start thinking, who are experts of that now in my room, because they've done it and who can provide support. One question I wanted to ask you, when earlier you said something about feedback. Are you thinking about giving them some kind of feedback form at the end of this to reflect on the experience?
I actually have it right here. And so I didn't have time today, but I was planning on doing that this week since we finished with the presentation, and see what they thought about it.
Yeah, I think that would be really helpful for you to have, because like really what you are putting together there is conference material. When we'll be done, when you have reflected on what you learned through it, and we will have something that is conference ready.
Okay, perfect.
And so part of what helps in the conference is having student feedback too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I would definitely do that. And so if that has not been given to them yet, one thing I would consider adding there is them starting to share with you maybe what next time they do, what they would like to do differently or better. And that might give them a space to talk about a tech tool they want to select next time to push themselves. Or maybe they'll be reflective on like how they presented, like pushing them to be reflective around what they did and how it could be better. I think that would be a really nice, simple addition to make to any type of feedback form you're getting from them. And of course, it'd be good to know if they enjoyed it and if it was exciting, if it helped them learn, So that would be pretty awesome. So that's what I wanted to show you to help you with the piece around the app and adding artifacts and doing this.
Okay.
Do you feel like you can do this on your own now?
I think so. I need to play with that a little bit more, but I think I can figure it out.
Yeah. And I think, you've done so much great work with this. I would just say for now, we're going to have been a break too. I would just like to focus on closing the book on this one, adding the other artifacts you're thinking about adding. Okay. Once you give them the feedback form, of course, that will be a wonderful one to have there. Okay. Because then we can also, when we look at your strategy, we can also see what the kids thought of it. So you have like student work, you have teacher work, and you have what the kids thought of it. One thing I'm going to show you when we talk about conference ready, do you still see the screen?
Yep.
So in the app, I'm going to make this bigger. When you'll go back in, and I'm going to have to get out because right now I'm in your account as your coach. I'm going to go back into your account as you.
Okay.
Don't freak out though. So I will, what we call masquerade as you right here.
Okay.
So when I masquerade as you, if I go to the top right corner, there is a drop-down menu that allows you to go to different things. The strategy browser is when we search for new ideas. The pinboard is where we pin ideas we might want to try. My profile is where we're going to go right now. So when we go to my profile, you see a few things. First of all, you see the equivalent number of hours that you spend on your personalized PD with me already. You see number of badges that you've earned. So these are badges that you earn in the app when you do certain things.
Okay.
And so you can, looking at it can be interesting for you to see. And I actually think that this one I need to change something because you submitted a student video. So I probably didn't tag it the right way because you would have that badge. So you can look at your badge. Some people like to look at this and it help them because they want to get all their badges, let's say. But the piece I wanted to show you is you have a web page generated here already with what you've done this semester and the artifacts of your students or of you doing them. And if you want to look at this more as kind of like in a portfolio format, we can click on Teaching Portfolio.
Okay.
We can create a portfolio. And this is going to generate automatically a PDF, a beautiful PDF portfolio of already what you've done this fall. So you'll get an email about it. And then we're not going to really write the intro or the reflection right now. It's more like an end of the year thing. But you can preview it. So I wanted to show you this because this way you can see what the final product will look like at the end of the year. Where it will show all the badges that you've earned. It'll show the different strategies that you tried and your reflection around the impact it had on the kids. The artifacts will be there as well. And so
wow.
It'll become like a professional portfolio for you.
Right.
So that's kind of like why I try to work hard on the app in between our calls, because I know that at some point we'll be really happy that we have this started for you. And then you will just have to like refine or add whatever you want. So during in winter time, we usually like to give you a little bit of a look at it to give you an idea. And then for now, I wouldn't do anything with the portfolio. So I'm going to close it. Okay. Mostly, if I were to do anything in the app during the winter break, it would be just to go to your account and look at what you have done so far and see if there's any artifacts you want to add or any things that you want to fine tune. And then the second semester, I'm pretty sure will be more with using it. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, sounds perfect. Yeah, sounds good.
So that's kind of like the only next step I want to give you for now. You're really busy and you've done a lot. So keep sharing wonderful artifacts with me. I'm loving them and I'm learning so much about how to best do Genius Hour in your context. I have about 5 teachers nationwide that are working on it right now. And you're the first one who's able to share this type of artifacts. So as you share this with me, it's going to help 4 other teachers who are like maybe close to the finish line and don't know exactly where it could feel like. So I'm very grateful for that.
Okay, great.
Do you mind if we try to schedule our first session of 2017 before we go?
Sure, let's do that. Let me look at the calendar. And what are we looking at?
So we are looking at after the break for you. So when you come back the week of the 2nd, probably.
I think we are coming back on the 3rd, yes.
On the 3rd. So I wouldn't want to do it too early because I know that the first week back, there's a lot of things. But I also know that today we didn't like really open a new tab. So the next one will be pretty much a session in which it would allow us to start planning your new idea, either your new Genius Hour iteration or something else that has come to your mind. So if there's one thing you can do casually during the break is jot down ideas of what you would like to talk about with me. And then next time you can start planning together. So I wouldn't want to do it too late, but I also want to give you some time to come back. So either maybe the 2nd week back or the 3rd week back. Do you have a preference?
No preference. So
the 2nd week back, I could have availabilities on Wednesday or Friday. What is the good time for you? Is it that
let me see.
11
a.m.? Friday, I actually have a very good schedule.
Okay. So we could do something on Friday.
What time did you say Friday?
So I could have times before 9:30 a.m. your time, or after 11:30 a.m. your time.
Let's do 11:30 then.
So that's 1:30 for me. So we'll do 1:30 to 2. What we can do is look at your finalized Genius Hour first iteration, the last artifacts, the survey, see what you learned through finishing that. And then we'll just get started on a new project together. And it might be the same one, but with improvement, or it might be something else. It doesn't have to be something as big. You might want to do something smaller with me that you've been thinking about. That would be interesting because you always come up with new ideas. And we'll start that work on the 13th.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Shanit, for all your work.
Okay. Have a good break.
Can I ask you a small favor?
Yeah.
On Friday this week, probably is when I'll get to send an email. You know the drill because we did it last year. But twice a year, we ask our teachers some feedback on the coaching and the experience. So I'll be sending an email on Friday. It's a Google form. It's like 5 minutes. It's anonymous, and it's for you to give some feedback on the experience, how it is, and what could be better. So thank you so much. If you can take that, I really value your feedback. Yeah. Have a great rest of the day and the week.
You too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.